Hello, in this video we'll be calculating simple interest. I'll show you how the formula works and then we'll go through an example. So in order to calculate simple interest, or the amount of interest, the formula is given as such. I is equal to P times R times T, where I is the amount of interest being earned or being paid. P represents the principal amount being invested or being borrowed. R is the rate, that is the amount that is being invested or being borrowed at, and T is the time period. R can be in years, it could be annually, it could be semi-annually, it could be monthly, or it could be quarterly. Similarly, time could be in years, months, quarters, or it could be half a year, semi-annually. So let's look at this example. Let's take a makeup example. Let's say my friend Justin invests $1,000 in a bank at 9% for 4 years. Now, we know that Justin wants to know how much interest he will earn at the end of the 4 years, right? Simple interest. So we know that his initial investment is $1,000. So we know that that's his P. So I is equal to $1,000, which is his P, times the 9%, which is his R, times the 4 years. So we could get to 1,000 times 9%, which will give us $90, times the 4 years, which will give us a total of $360 worth of interest amount that he will earn. So for a total in the 4 years, Justin will earn a total of, S represents the maturity value. The principal is $1,000 that he invested, plus the 360 will give him $1,360. So at the end of his investment in 4 years, he will get a total of $1,360 for the amount that he invested, which was $1,000. Now, let's say that, how can we verify this situation, right? Like what if we don't have one of the variables? We could rearrange the formula and still calculate another variable. So let's say that, let's put this in a triangle, and we could assume that into R times T. So this triangle represents I divided by principal times the rate times the time period. It's the exact same formula, but it's put into a triangle. Now, we've already calculated the interest, right? The interest amount. Let's say we want to calculate the principal and check and see if we get to the same amount, right? Just back to the same 1,000. We'll use the same figures. So let's say that in order to calculate the P, we'll just cover up the P and we'll get the formula. So P is equal to I over R times T, right? Because we covered the P and then we get I over R times T. So our principal is equal to your interest, amount of interest, which is, we calculated, was $360. The rate is 9% times 4. Number of years. So we have 9% times 4, which is 36% divided by $360 divided by 36%. And if we use our calculator, we should get $1,000. 360 divided by 36%, and we get $1,000. Which is the total amount that Justin invested. And we could also use this to calculate our R. Similarly, we could just cover R and we'll get I over P times T. And which is, interest is 360. His principal amount was $1,000 times T, which was 4 years. So that's 360 over 4,000. And if we divide that, we should get 9% as our answer. Times that by 100 to get the 9%. So 360 divided by 4,000 is 0.09. Times that by 100 and we get 9%. Because it's a percentage, we always round our final answer to show as percentage. Lastly, we could calculate the time period and see if it calculates to 4 years. So t is equal to, we'd cover the t, and we get I over PR. So interest over principal times rate. So what's our interest amount? It's $360. What's the principal? It's $1,000. And what's the rate? It's 9%. So if we multiply 1,000 times 9%, we get $90, right? And we just carry forward. We can check that with our calculator. 1,000 times 9%, which is $90. And we divide the 360, the amount of interest, by $90, and we should get 4 years. Excuse me. The final answer was 4 years. It was 4, but as the t is in years, that's why we write final answer as 4 years. So you see, it's very simple. You could take, as long as you're given 3 variables and you identify them correctly, you could use this triangle to calculate the correct amount. It could be whether the amount of interest, the principal, the rate, or the time period. We've done this. This is a very basic calculation. I hope this helps, and thank you.